Good morning, Eastern Oregon, and welcome to this April 13th version of AM Live on EOA, your connection to Eastern Oregon. And don't forget, we're always on Roku.
Maybe this is giving you superpower.
Is it?
For your intro. It might be.
Yeah.
Because you nailed that one.
It's kind of like I'm just copying you.
I can't even grow it there. Like nothing grows in here.
Right.
There's just a little bit down here. I haven't shaved in a month.
Well, I knew when I started this that I couldn't do this. This is all really patchy in the past, but it's kind of funny because my kids have never seen me with facial hair, and so the response that I get from my adult children is
odd.
Yeah,
they found the two ladies and the kid that were missing up Catherine Creek, and I was talking to you about this before we went on air. I don't understand why we don't have their names. Like, if I'm missing, tell people that.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think it's important, like, to know who we're looking, especially in a small community. Like, they could be just not wanting to talk to certain people and right in town. You could have people sitting there looking for them for 3 days, and Joe Schmo's known where they were at for those 3 days. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Well, on the same hand, I don't know why we'll have Jason on not too long.
Well, it's not a secret. They released their license plate, so you can find out who it is. I mean, real easy.
I don't know how to figure out who it is with their license plate number, but the point is that if something really bad had happened and all of the family was not alerted, then I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I think in cases of people missing, you got to let people know who it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just.
So did you hear it? What were there any details about what did happen?
No, just said that they got stuck in the snow up Catherine Creek.
Oh.
2 women and a 3-year-old, and they're fine now. I mean,
good.
Somebody heard it on the scanner, and then I got an email from Jason like 10 minutes later saying,
"Oh, good,
everything's good," which is good.
Very good.
That's the ideal.
Well, yeah, it's like whenever 3 people like that in close and their phones stop working, or there's no cell contact or whatever. That's always scary.
Yeah.
So Good stuff.
All right, let's rock some sports.
Yeah, all right. Let me get to it. Here we go.
It up a little bit. This is the morning sports update brought to you by Northwest Furniture and Mattress. Big red rocking chair on Elm, off Adams in the Grand. LHS baseball and softball both won their games on Tuesday. I mean, this college place team was not near as good baseball-wise as they were last year. They did have a kid that came out throwing 93, but he only lasted 1 inning, and we got the best of them. And softball, our softball team is just throttling teams. It's not even really fun to watch. We're beating them so bad. They took 2 from college place on Tuesday. The baseball team, 9-1. They sit at number 4 in the OSAA rankings, while the softball team is 10-2, and they sit at number 4 as well, even though I don't believe in those things at all. I think our baseball team is number 1, and softball is probably number 2. The OSAA rankings are designed for bigger leagues. They're not designed for a GOL type of league. And right now, I believe the Tiger baseball team is the best team in the state, hands down. No, until they get beat by a team in Oregon,
right?
Which they haven't in 2 years.
Yeah,
they're number 1. You know what I mean? We lost to the number 1 team in Arizona last year.
Right.
First game of spring break, which we beat the number 1 team in Arizona this year, and we lost to Fruitland 1 time this year. That's it. So we can't, you know what I mean? Like, how do you argue? The defending state champs haven't lost to a team in Oregon. Beat the team that played in the 6A state championship last year. The 6A state championship.
Right.
It's ridiculous, these polls, and don't get me started.
No.
Both EOU softball and baseball are at home this weekend. Softball hosts Northwest University at 12-2 on Friday, and then 11-1 on Saturday, while baseball is hosting LCSC, probably the best team in the CCC. They play 12-3 on Saturday and 11-2 on Sunday. Softball games are scheduled to take place up at Peggy Anderson Memorial Field on EOU campus, and the baseball games are scheduled to take place down here at Optimus Pioneer Park. I went to a signing yesterday for a LeGrand High School wrestler, which everybody was hoping that he would stay here. Josh Collins, 2-time state champion wrestler for LeGrand, signed his letter of intent to continue his academic and athletic career as a Mountie. Here it is.
Congratulations, Dustin. Congratulations, Josh. super excited for Josh to have Tigers rolling up at Mountie Nation now. So we're gonna have a few Tigers around up here this next year, and with him and Parker and Braden, and super proud of him. I think Dustin's getting another great wrestler, but even just a greater person. I feel like who's someone who does really well in the classroom, gets really good grades, and just kind of all around. So it's gonna be exciting for Josh. So super excited for him.
Yeah, we're super excited to get Josh here on board. That's kind of been the goal from getting here when I first got onto the job, was to start to get a stranglehold on Eastern Oregon wrestling. Claude's done a great job with his program. We're finally starting to produce some guys to get in there to our level. Claude's done a great job of getting guys ready. Him and I are on the same page when it comes down to what we want. Like you said, great people is what we want. So from great people, great grades, and then it all kind of carries over into great athletics as well. And so that's what we're looking for up here at EOU. We're excited to get him on board.
So we'll make this short and sweet. What does it mean to be a Mountie?
It's great. Mount Up. I love this college. I've always loved it. I love the environment around it. I love the kids that come here. The coaching's great, and I just can't wait to be a part of it.
Last thing today, LeGrand High School baseball and softball play host to Ontario. The games are scheduled for 2 and 4 p.m. with the softball games at the Doug Trice Memorial Community Field and the baseball games at Optimist. We'll see what the weather does. We never know, but hopefully we get those games in today. That's your morning sports update brought to you by Northwest Furniture and Mattress right here in LeGrand. Go see the Daggett family.
All righty. Well, speaking of weather, let's look. There's the weather cam outside. It was kind of crisp this morning, cold.
Yeah, there was snow on my car.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was chilly. And here's just no, is that today?
That says Thursday.
That does not look right.
No.
I did one. Here it is. Here we go. Sorry.
Thursday, 7 a.m., mostly sunny. Let's see what we're going to get through the weekend. Some snow. Yeah, it doesn't look good.
No, so it just is.
That's almost as good as Gabe.
Yeah. Well,
close.
Except it's not accurate. I mean, yeah, it's just about there, except that just, that Gabe pretty consistently, he hit the mark locally. That was the.
I think he might have talked about grapple today. I feel like that was.
Did he would have? Yeah.
I don't know.
So yeah, if you're watching Gabe, hey, we're thinking about you. He had surgery earlier in the week, and hope that he gets well soon. So, all righty, let me get back to my. Sorry, just a little messed up here. So today we have 2 guests, and our first one is Patrick Hemann from Union County Transit Department, the local bus station. The bus route here in LeGrand in this area is going to be changing, and he's going to be with us in just a minute. Talk about that.
EO Live is your connection to Eastern Oregon. Get the latest and most relevant news in 2 minutes or less on our evening news broadcast. We cover Eastern Oregon's weather daily with Gabe, the EO Live Weather Kid, with an extended forecast every Friday. Watch Dodzy on EO Live Sports to get the latest sports information and interviews with local coaches, athletes, and more. See Brent and Dodzy goof and gaff with local guests on EO Live's morning talk show, AM Live on EOA. We're available across the board, including Facebook, YouTube, Amazon Fire, and of course, our very own website, eolive.tv. We even have our own Roku channel with 24/7 live stream EOA content. You can also listen to our shows on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and many other popular podcast apps. You can get everything all in one place with the EO Live app, available on Android, iOS, and the Amazon App Store. EO Live, your connection to Eastern Oregon.
All right, we're back with Patrick Hemann from the Union County Transit
Transit. Yep. Union County Transit Department.
Okay. How you doing this morning, man?
Doing very well. You guys?
Yeah, doing good.
Doing
So talk to me about the Union County Transit and what you guys do.
Okay. So I started back in November, and honestly, before I started, I had no clue what really Community Connection did along with the Transit Department, and it's just been eye-opening. So not only do we do the buses, which we have 2 fixed routes, we also do paratransit, which gets our disabled and senior people to medical appointments, to Walmart, to Safeway, anywhere they need to go. We also do Veterans Ride to Wellness, which takes veterans anywhere in the state they need to go. All of this is free of charge. We do CatLink, which gets people from Union, Elgin Cove into LeGrand, so they can get on the bus route, so they can do shopping, they can get to medical appointments, basically anything they need. And so we have a team of 12 drivers, a couple staff, and me that just takes care of the needs of people who need transportation in town.
Wow. So how are you guys funded, Patrick? Where do you get your money?
Basically, for the most part, we get grants from ODOT, the state, federal level, basically anywhere we can find money. We are a penny pinching firm, but we look to see where we can find the money. But we also get it's called brokerage, which is Gobi. So we have Medicaid. So we take rides that we bid on, and that gets people to appointments in town or to, again, the Tri-Cities, Walla Walla. And we do receive revenue for that, which is our matching funding, which helps with the ODOT grants.
Okay. And so then, and also part of it is this terminal is also the main place for the trailways or the big bus that connects. I don't know who does that now, but you know what I'm talking about. You're the bus terminal also.
We are home for Greyhound,
okay,
which arrives twice a day. One at 11:20, which goes to Portland, and then one at 4:40, which goes to Boise.
Okay.
And then we also have the Kayak, which takes people to Pendleton. And we also Community Connection does 2 different buses on different schedules that will take people up to Wallowa or Baker.
Okay.
So we're just a transit hub for Union County.
Cool.
The one from Pendleton, I'm assuming, is for the casino. Takes you.
It takes you to the casino, but it also takes you other places in Pendleton. And so it'll get you to Walmart, anywhere you go. And also Kayak from there, they will take you to Hermiston, Walla Walla. Basically, you can just start making your way through the state through the transit department.
Oh, that's cool. Very cool.
So there are some changes that are coming about with the local bus route. Why don't you talk about what it has been and then what it is changing to, and I'll put up a graphic and we can talk about that. Yeah.
So yeah, we have 2 fixed routes, the north and south, and they've been good routes. But the previous manager looked to change it a little bit, and then I came in and helped with the changes. What we're doing is we're trying to get more access to people in town. And so we're taking it from a half-hour loop to a 45-minute loop. But what this is doing is it's getting people, we're giving 11 more apartment complexes, trailer parks, and low-income housing access to it. We're going by the Veterans Village to give them access to it. We go out to Island City to give Island City access to our bus route. And it really is changing. There's not a single place in town that's probably within, I'd say, a quarter mile of where you need to get on the fixed route. It also goes by the Walmart, Safeway, every single dentist, every single optometrist, the hospital, all the schools. It hits Eastern on both the 12th Street and on the main part of campus with the bus stop. So it really gives access to everybody in town who needs free bus fare to get where they need to go.
And there's a blue route and a yellow route. Tell us what the difference between those are.
It's just 2 different loops.
Okay.
Basically, every 45 minutes, that loop will be going, and they both meet at the transit hub every 45 minutes. So let's say you're in Island City and need to get to Safeway. You can take that, get to the transit hub, switch to yellow, and you'll be at Safeway in 15 minutes. And you get on the Safeway bus, go back to transit, hit the blue route, and you're back at your house in Island City.
Okay.
You get your grocery shopping done, and everything's taken care of.
Okay. And cool. And so each of those, and this is what the people see the bus all around in the bus stop. There's you driving. But that essentially, though, gives people the option now that you have 2 different routes and each of them are 45 minutes long.
45 minutes. Yep. And the best thing about our bus is that you do not need to go to a bus stop. if you see the bus and flag it down, it will pull over as safely as possible and pick you up.
Okay.
So there's no need to get to one of the covered bus stations. It's just where you're at. If you get to that curb, wave us down, we will stop and pick you up.
Very cool. And there's no cost.
There is no cost.
Wow. Cool.
I had no idea that we had free buses in the Grand.
Yeah.
Yeah, it truly is a fantastic service that we provide in town, and we are up to about 3,000 riders per month right now, just on the bus, and then all our other services have another about 700 riders. So we really are helping the community out.
Wow. Cool. Are you liking that? How do you feel about? I mean, this is a totally different game than what you've been involved in the past. Right? Yeah.
I mean, I was in beer and wine sales for 20 years.
Yeah.
And the private sector, and I just wanted to do something a little bit more. And so I started looking for a different career where I could kind of give back. And this opened up. And honestly, I mean, we could talk another half an hour of what Community Connection does, because they are just amazing, providing senior services, homeless services, disabled services, budgeting, housing. Every time I think I know what they do, I find something else. And so this has allowed me truly to use my brain, make decisions, be a part of the community, get involved. It really has been life altering, where I come home exhausted, but in such a good way, knowing I'm giving back to the community.
That's really cool. Yeah. And people don't know, just real quick, tell us some of the things that you know about Community Connections that people might not know. And because Community Connections they're kind of a collector of organization. They're a little bit like CHD, whereas CHD is the overall, and they pull in a lot of different services. Community Connections does that same thing. What are some of those services that they cover?
I mean, there's so many. There's helping with energy bills. There's helping find housing. They run the senior center. They run the food bank. I can give you an example. Last week, we had a gentleman who had some challenges. He was homeless. He was trying to get to Sacramento. He got the Greyhound bus. They left without him. He needed to get to Sacramento. So I called our senior services director, manager, Rochelle. She came over. She helped him out. She got him a Greyhound bus. She got him a hotel because the Greyhound wasn't there, and made sure he was taken care of. And it just, like I said, it's the way the team comes together to help anybody out. It makes me so proud to be a member of this community.
That's very cool. So where's home for you originally? Where did you grow up at and stuff?
I am from a small town called Midland, Michigan.
Oh, wow.
Yep. I moved to Grand Rapids, which was a city of around 1 million people. Then decided to come out west and move to LeGrand. Honestly, I could not wait to get back to the city. But the longer I've lived here, the more I've just fallen in love with it. Then I met my wife and just got involved with the community. It's amazing. I'm never going to leave. The community is so wonderful. I just was voted on the Island City Council, so I'm getting involved in local politics, which is just amazing to see what a small town can accomplish. You really have a voice in a small town, where in the big city, you're just there.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I moved here from Seattle 25 years ago, and yeah, that's the big thing, is that you can make a difference. You can, your voice can be heard, or your concerns, or whatever the case might be. So, yeah.
My brother's a chef in Grand Rapids. My youngest brother at a brewery. Yeah, he moved from here. He did the opposite. He went that way. Wanted to get away from him.
Well, and Scott McConnell and those crew.
They're all from Detroit.
Yeah.
No, they're from Alpena. So
Okay.
That's,
there you go.
We always do the Michigan thing where they're from up here, I'm from here. So, yeah, there's another guy at the university, Dr. Dan Costi. He's from Kalamazoo. Michigan people are taking over the town.
They still don't have a good football team, though.
It's rough. Yes, it's very rough. But, Central Michigan University is a Harvard of the Midwest, so I'm proud to be a Chippewa. So, yeah.
Awesome.
That's very cool. Well, thanks so much. And so give one more time. Give me the scoop on the way the bus route is changing.
Okay. So what's going to happen is on April 28th, we are going to have a public ride along at 1:45. Then we're going to have a public meeting at 3:00. where the public can just see what we're doing, voice their opinions. And then on May 30th, which is a Tuesday, the day after Memorial Day, we're going to switch the routes over, and we're going to go to a 45-minute loop where we involve, basically we're giving access to 2,000 more people in town, access to the bus route.
Very cool. All righty. Well, thanks for doing this, and thanks for joining us this morning.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah,
I
you
really
bet.
appreciate it.
We'll be right back. Wally Waller from LeGrand Rotary is here with us to talk to us about the LeGrand cleanup day that's coming up. So we'll be right back. All right. We're back. This is Wally Waller, and Wally is, you're so shy, Wally.
I'm working on it.
So Wally and I served together in LeGrand Rotary, and LeGrand Rotary has a cleanup day on April 22nd. So that's a week from this coming Saturday. Yeah.
That's right.
And rather than just me talking about it, I wanted someone else to come on from LeGrand Rotary. Yeah.
And he chose me.
Yeah.
And he chose me. So I'm excited about it. Excited to be on EOA.TV.
Thank you, man.
That is really cool, and I appreciate the invitation. And I wanted to say something to Dobbs real quick. Man, you have such a passion for local sports, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it is so cool to watch you just get excited about local athletes, and just to watch your energy. Like, I watched you as you were filming yesterday because, you know, I'm a fan, right? And to watch the coach at EOU get excited, you were excited, and everybody was excited. And like, I tell you what, like, you know, that's kind of what this cleanup day is about. Yeah. As we kind of go into spring, and we haven't been doing it for a couple years,
right?
Because of COVID and things like that, and the opportunity for a community to come together and just pick up trash and make things cleaner. Really a sense of pride. And I'm really excited to be a part of LeGrand Rotary's moment here, where, you know, we're scheduling tire cleanup with Les Schwab. What is it? What is the?
So I think it's from 8 until 12:30. Is that what that says?
I do have a cheat sheet. Yes, and it is.
So from 8 until 12:30. This is an arrangement we've worked out with Les Schwab. Okay. You can take your tires for $2 each. The tires have to be off rims. but you can drop them off for $2 each, and that's up to like a truck tire or a pickup tire. You
So,
can't.
yay.
Yeah. I
Yay.
mean, like a 1-ton tire is the biggest that you can take by.
Right. Now we have some, which kind of brings the sports back into it. We have some of the EOU athletic teams that are
Right.
going to come and help.
Right.
Stack and help clean up, that kind of stuff. And then, and I don't remember, but I think it's football. It's football, soccer, and maybe another sports team. I think that's
the cheerleaders.
All. Cheerleaders are going to be
yeah,
there.
because Jesse and Heather Watson are a part of LeGrand Rotary, so they kind of
They're the coaches.
yeah, they kind of scoop in.
Yeah.
They kind of scoop in their people, but yeah, that'll be really helpful. That's always helpful for us to be able to have those athletes that are pulled in and stuff. So we're meeting. All of these people are meeting at the senior center at 8:30, I believe. That's kind of the staging area.
That's kind of where we're getting started.
Yeah.
So we're going to start there, and then we're going to disperse. So but if you want to get involved, like it's not just for the Grand Rotary members. We obviously want the community to get behind it. And if you've got a space to clean, it also happens to be Earth Day. But we're not associated with Earth Day, but it is kind of neat that they're kind of on the same day.
Yeah.
So we'll do that, and then we're actually going to go out and clean a stretch of road.
Right.
Doing the traditional, just somebody's going to go and fill up trash bags, and then a group of us are going to come after that and grab those bags.
Right.
And so there's a sense of pride that a community can kind of weave together in these activities. We get a little bit of iron sharpens iron with one another, and kind of fellowship, and then a sense of pride that says, hey, we kind of help the community be a cleaner place to live.
Right.
Which I think, as far as a foundation in LeGrand, I mean, it's already a great place to live. So, at this point, just kind of all that freeway traffic trash and things like that, we're going to get up there and just make it look better.
Yeah. And one of the sponsors, there's several sponsors, but one of the sponsors is Waste Pro. Mm-hmm. And they are, and part of the routes that we're cleaning are, is it Highway 30 out of town towards Waste Pro, and out towards where Flying J is, that area. And then also McAllister from Island City out McAllister to where that meets Highway 30. Because the point is that a lot of when people are hauling garbage to Waste Pro,
right.
That's, sometimes that flies out. And so then Waste Pros, they're taking all of that garbage from us for free.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's very cool. Yeah. But then also there's some other sponsors there. EO Alive is sponsoring.
Of course.
Wood Grain is giving some funds for it.
Let me see. That's
it's like it's on the bottom. Maybe I can't.
I think you're going to have to.
Okay.
All right. So if anybody knows Sanskrit, we're going to need some.
All right. Here. Yeah. So I've got to do okay. Here we go. So EOU with the students, EOA, ODOT, Waste Pro, also, and Les Schwab, of course, and Main Street also they're coordinating some cleanup of LeGrand downtown during this same day. So,
and I think that's kind of what I'm excited about.
Right.
It's like this effort, which LeGrand Rotary has been doing for years, and kind of took a step back during COVID. Right. This is kind of this organization's reemerging after COVID.
Yeah.
To kind of do something in a public way, other than the daddy-daughter dance, which was really cool too. But I'm excited to see the volunteer opportunities come together, and then to see, you and I will come next week again and kind of talk about what those volunteers are going to meet up. And so I'm kind of excited to watch the community come together over cleanup. So because we got the Grand Main Street doing some stuff downtown. So that's still part of this big community cleanup, right?
Right.
And so wherever you choose to volunteer works for you, right? And that'll work for everybody who's organizing. So get in touch, get to know us. Introduce yourself, come on out and volunteer. Oh, I think and I may call them out on it. I think we're trying to do a barbecue at the end.
Okay.
I don't know for sure, but if you give us some info that you want to be a volunteer, then, I think we can do a barbecue at the end, and just kind of celebrate that cleanup day.
Yeah, this used to be a bigger event than what it is.
Yeah.
But part of it is we're just trying to get it started again. Because everything kind of crumbled during COVID, and so we're just trying to get back to it. So,
Well, what I'm going to miss on that day is you.
yeah, I
Yeah.
will not be there.
You've got some things happening in your life.
Yeah, so we'll see. I might try and drive by.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm having surgery on my knee on Monday, and so I probably will be in recovery mode. But I'll be able to drive by maybe. Like,
The goatee's looking good too.
Yeah. I don't know about that. Yeah, we'll have to see. All righty.
Oh, man.
Well, cool. Well, thank you, Wally. Appreciate it. Do you want to get us out of here,
Sure,
man?
let's do it.
Yeah.
On this day, what is today? April 13th?
Yeah.
April 13th, the very first Pony Express rider reached Sacramento, California, and that's 1860 on this day.
Wow.
Yeah. 1861, after 34 hours of bombardment, Fort Sumter surrendered to the Confederates, which that's the Fort Sumter Battle of Fort Sumter, 34 hours of
What year was that?
1861, right? The year after the Pony Express. 1943, FDR dedicated the Jefferson Memorial in honor of former President Thomas Jefferson. 1943 on this day. 1970 on this day, Apollo 13 announced, "Okay, Houston, we've had a problem here," as Beach-built oxygen tank explodes en route to the moon.
I at the time I didn't even know about that event, but that the movie Apollo 13 was just amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2019, the world's largest plane by wingspan, 385 feet, the Strato launch, built as a flying launch pad for satellites, takes its first flight from Mojave, California. And when I was in college, I lived in the high desert, so I got to see.
That kind of stuff.
The hotel that I worked at was a bunch of Lockheed guys, and so yeah, you got to see the B-52 fly over every once in a while. But that would have been cool. That's a big plane.
Yeah.
Number one song in America on this day. What year? 2013. I had to go all the way to 2013 because we're just running out of stuff. It's unfortunately, which kind of is not very fun. Pink. Give Me a Reason. So 2013, number one song in America. And then my quote for the day is a wooden quote. There it is. Things turn out best for the people who make the best out of the way things turn out. Things turn out best for the people who make the best out of the way things turn out. John Wooden.
All right.
Yeah.
Good.
Baseball and softball today, 2 and 4. Doug Trice Memorial. I don't know exactly what they're calling that. I think it's Doug Trice Memorial Community Field.
Okay.
And then Optimist, of course.
And they're playing Ontario?
Ontario.
See, and that's good. Thank you for saying that again. Awesome.
2
All
and 4 p.m., weather permitting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wally, thank you for jumping
Wally.
in with us this morning. Yeah. And yeah, maybe we'll hit this again next week.
Okay.
Maybe
Yeah,
in a
I'd
little,
love to.
and you and I will be a little bit more organized. So
See you on Tuesday.
We'll
All
have
right.
a little more details.
yeah. All right. Thank you all.